Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Today, we're going to talk about video game expos. I know, interesting topic to bring up, right? This has been on my mind for a while, because things have been so different since COVID, since the good old 2020. While COVID didn't affect me that much, it definitely affected like the rest of the world. And I think one thing that it did affect was video game expos. So back in high school, right? 2013 was actually when I heard of PAX, which was Penny Arcade Expo. And I think I had known about video game events, but at the time I didn't know how to go to one. And I managed to secure a badge or two. Well, I think I got like a 2-day badge for the Penny Arcade Expo for 2013, and I went 4 years in a row, all throughout high school. That was like my experience. I think that was like the only experience I've ever had with it, or like with an expo, with any video game expo. But yeah, so like I remember like first year was my first time. I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know what it was about. I was trying to learn. Did a poor job of learning though. It felt like it felt like I didn't even know what I was at, It was just like this weird thing that I had known nothing about. And like yeah, I didn't really know anything. And then second year came around and like I had gotten more of a feel for it, knew what I was doing. That was that. And then the third year comes around. This was actually when I joined, when I think Discord had officially become a thing, and that's when Discord was starting to get bigger. I think that was 2016, I believe. Yeah, that was 2016, because I think had to have been. It was either like, I think it was because 2015 they would have started. I think 2016 they were making their waves. Yeah, it was definitely 2016. I joined the Discord hype squad, and I'm no longer in the. I don't think I'm in the hype squad. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Would it say if I was? Okay, no, but yeah, no, I'm no longer in the hype squad. But like, I think the third year of PAX was probably the worst, just because it felt like I was there working a job. Like literally, the hype squad thing was like a volunteer position, and we were just like hanging out. But God, it was such a weird. It was a different experience. I felt like I really wasn't there doing anything I wanted to do. It was very odd. It was a very odd time. And then my last year was actually my best year at PAX, because I got to meet a content creator that I had helped in her journey as a content creator, which was super nice. We got like lunch, we hung out for a bit. It was great. I had a blast. I had a genuine blast. And then I got to meet streamers that I've never met. Like, Penny Arcade Expo was like such a good thing for me because of all the people I got to meet, the experience I got to have. It was fun. Now, like after that, I was like, after PAX, I was like, this is gonna be my last year. Like I'm out of like 2017, I was out of high school, and like I'm done. Like this is it. And yeah, I didn't want to go back to going to events. It just felt like crazy. I had thought about going to TwitchCon, which is in California, I think, or San Diego or whatever. But yeah, I just didn't bother with it like at all. Didn't bother with it in the slightest. Like, didn't go to any more conventions. And then obviously 2020 comes around, COVID hits, you can't go anywhere. Like, you just can't. So COVID was like a huge thing for like conventions. Almost every convention got shut down. And like things got canceled, and then COVID was actually like a wake-up call in a way for a lot of people. It was for a lot of companies, because they were like, wait a minute, if we can just broadcast our if we can just broadcast our video game announcements live, what do we need video game conferences for? Like, that was the whole thing. And I think I'm pretty sure someone told me that video game expos are more for indie devs to show off their projects, which I think makes the most sense, and I don't think it's for like PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo. I think it is more for those smaller indie studios that need more recognition. And I never thought about it like that, because Xbox has been there and so has PlayStation, at least at Penny Arcade Expo when I went there. But yeah, I don't know. I think 2020 was definitely a wake-up call for people to be like, we can just broadcast our live announcements for games, which was, I think, such a good thing, because, you know, I don't go to video game conferences anymore. I have to learn everything online, and it's like, I'm super okay with them being live and being able to stream like the whole like, for example, the state of plays for PlayStation, being able to stream those and watch them live and just like react to them, just see what's getting announced is insane. It's crazy. Like, one of the videos I posted on this channel was about the PlayStation Showcase, where like most of the games were mid, but like, yeah, I think that 2020 was such a, I don't want to say it was a good thing for that, but I'm glad it happened the way it did, because now all the video game companies are like, oh, we're gonna do this like this now instead of going to a video game expo, which I'm pretty sure PlayStation probably doesn't show up to any video game expos anymore, but I'm not sure. But I do think in some way video game expos are dying. Like, I wouldn't say drastically or anything like that, but I do think less and less people are going to video game expos. Like, for example, E3. E3 was supposed to come back this year because it got canceled last year. It got canceled this year. And where I got this image from, the website was like, there was like no, I guess the director of E3 was like, there's no decision on what's happening in 2024. I think E3 is going to not see a future, but I do think E3 got canceled this year. I mean, not because of COVID, obviously, because that's done. Not completely done, but we're not in pandemic mode. It seems like more people are backing out of E3 because there's no reason for it. There's no reason for E3 anymore. Just like, I mean, there's not really a need for Penny Arcade Expo unless you're going to get enough indie devs to be there or get enough people to be there. That's the whole thing. And even, like, I think the only, if we're not talking about, like, video game expos, if we're talking about just expos in general, I think, like, anything to do with, like Comic-Con or any, like, anime expos, I think those are going to stick around strictly because of cosplayers and all that. I think those expos are good. Like, they're not going to die out, but I think, like, video game expos are more likely to die out. I think maybe the only exception to video game expos not dying out would be stuff like Gamescom. Like, for example, I don't know if that's probably still a thing. I'm assuming. I think Gamescom is still going to be around. I think Summer Games Fest, obviously, that's still a thing because Jeff Keighley hosts it, and Jeff is like, I don't know what powers he has. I think Jeff Keighley secretly, he's a god. Like, he has some, like, he's got some powers. You know, he's got, like, Zeus's thunderbolt hiding somewhere. I think he's got some tricks up his sleeve, and he's somehow, like, taking over the gaming media empire, you know? But yeah, so Summer Games Fest is going to stick around. Gamescom probably stick around. Any gaming events that are still well known are going to stick around. I think E3 is just, like, was too big for its britches at this point, and I think, like, the smaller gaming events are just going to stick around. And even things like the Game Awards, there's still game announcements there. So those are obviously going to stick around, right? But yeah, I think the time for, like, in-person video game events are done. I think, like, you know, if people want to show up, they can, but I think for the most part, everything's going to be online. I think that's the future, personally. Like, even Summer Games Fest, like, they don't have to host a show. I mean, they are, but like, they could honestly just do everything from home if they wanted to, you know? It's stuff like that that makes me, like, that made me want to talk about this topic, because E3 shut now is just like, wow, so this is the future. We're just gonna watch state of plays, what Nintendo broadcasts. Like this is gonna be the future. We're just gonna watch everything online because that's the quickest way to get your information, and that's how I get it now. Like after Penny Arcade Expo, I was just done going to conventions because I didn't see the point. Like the tickets, I think the badges were like $80 a pop if you were getting them. And I think I got lucky getting some on a site, but I had to go to eBay to get them. But like they were still expensive. I just didn't want to keep paying the money every year. You know, it was like, why bother? To me, I didn't see a point, but yeah, I do think we're kind of nearing the future where it's just gonna be, everything's gonna be online, nothing's gonna be in person anymore. I mean, I think people still go to like Summer Games Fest and they'll go to all that stuff. I just think like stuff like E3 and any other big gaming event is not going to be around anymore, which sucks, but still I do think the online announcement of games is still more positive than the in-person ones. I don't know. That might just be my opinion. That's what I think, just because I find it more simpler. But yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole thing of video game events and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, that's going to be the video for today. Thank you guys for watching. If you did, I appreciate it a ton. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.